Good evening, high school softball fans, and welcome again to another edition of the Big Time Sports. I'm the mellow tones of Charlie Jones, and tonight in the house, wow, we've got a big one for you tonight, as promised, as we've been advertising those rough and tough Dover Crimson Tornadoes. I say crimson because every time I don't say crimson in front of tornadoes, my switchboard lights up. But anyway, I've got the Dover softball ladies in the house. They are 16-3. They're having a great season under head coach Hannah Duff. But stay right there. When I do my tap dance, I'm going to throw it to break. When we come back, Coach Hannah Duff will be sitting right here beside old Mellow Tone. So let's take a look at what's happening this week at the Big Time Sports. Tuesday night, we're going to be up at North Canton Hoover High School for a Federal League baseball game. It's the Hoover Vikings against the Perry Panthers in a Federal League high school baseball game. Wednesday night, Mellow Tones and Smoochie, and these Dover girls know Smoochie. Mellow Tones and Smoochie will be up at Green High School, home of them Green Bulldogs, as Green takes on the Jackson Polar Bears in a big Federal League softball game. So here's what we got. We got Tuesday night baseball, Wednesday night softball game, and then Saturday we got a doubleheader. We're going to go to Mount Union University as they take on Muskingum. So Saturday afternoon, we got a doubleheader softball game at Mount Union as they take on the Muskingum Rough and Tough Fighting Muskies. So that's 3 games this week coming at you, but a couple other reminders. Our podcast show, Big Time Sports Today, I want you to check it out. The host is Percy Gardner, and of course you Dover girls, you Dover people know the name Percy Gardner. Percy is our host on our podcast show. You can catch it every day at Big Time Sports Today. It's our daily podcast show. And then, speaking of the NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns, we've got a Cleveland Browns podcast show called The Dogs. That's DAWGS, Dogs. You can catch it at Big Time sportsohio.com. Our Facebook right now has 54,000 followers on our Facebook. So join Madeline Faulkner as she will visit our Facebook at bigtimesportsohio.com because Madeline is one of 54,000 faithful Facebook followers. So that's going to do it for my little tap dance. The Dover Tornadoes are in the house. They are 6-3 and they are hot. So I'm going to find a fire extinguisher, try to put this fire out. But while I'm doing that, let's throw it to break. When we come back, hand it up, sitting right here with old Mellow Tones. We'll be back after you watch this from Charlie Reese's favorite automotive dealer. It's Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's. Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back to the Big Time Sports TV show. Tonight we've got the Dover softball team in the house. Let me introduce the lady at the top of the organizational chart. And this young lady's name is head coach Hannah Duff. And Coach Duff, welcome to the Big Time Sports Show.
Thanks for having us.
You're having a great season.
Yeah.
Did you anticipate this kind of season early, like in late February when you were in the gym wondering when you could get outside and swing a bat?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we had a tougher schedule than previous years, but knowing that we had majority of our girls back, I had high expectations for them and expected it to go this well.
Okay, so you're 16-3. If you had one extra day of practice, what would your clipboard say? What do you think you need to shine up a little bit? I don't want you to tell all the opposing coaches out there your weak spot, but where would you want to spend a little more time at practice?
Well, can I just base it off of like the last week?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, based off the last week, I think it would be adjusting quicker at the plate.
Okay, all right.
Just like one day we'll have a slower pitcher, one day we'll have a faster pitcher, just being able to make that adjustment a little bit quicker.
I just told one of your fellow coaches the other day, when I'm doing a ball game and I see somebody stand there with a full count and take a called third strike, I'm not even a coach. I still get gray hair.
Me too.
Boy, does that make me. Why do kids stand there and take a called third strike when it's a full count? Explain that.
I wish I knew.
So
You should ask that later in the segment.
So I should ask that to who? Cantini? Reese, maybe?
Maybe Reese, yeah.
Oh, okay, Reese. Reese is the one with the big trucks.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of the Bantam girl because I don't want to end up like this. How about that? Okay, so what do you like most about your team this year?
They're just so, they just get along. They celebrate each other. Coach Mo and I talk all the time how they get so excited for each other. Just over simple plays, over big plays, over small things. They care for each other.
I think it goes without saying that you got two ladies in the circle that are pretty darn tough, with Malk and Lint. But you also enjoy, I think you had some good sticks at the plate. What's your team batting average? I don't know, but it's got to be pretty decent.
350, I think, is the last time I looked.
350? Well, they're hitting the ball and
Yep.
swinging the bat,
Yep.
right? Okay, so you got 4 seniors with you tonight. How important,
3 seniors with me
3
tonight.
seniors with you, how
Yes.
important are seniors to this baseball team?
Well, they're just they all have a different way of leading. Some of them show by example, some of them show vocally, but they all do it together and they're always all on the same page.
Okay, so you mentioned, LSU, you got Coach Jim Morris with you. And of course, you know that we know Coach Jim Morris. He's another Strasburg Tiger like you and I are. I want everybody to know out there.
No, Coach Mo went to Dover.
Yes, but
Oh, he coaches at Strasburg.
yes.
Yeah.
And where does he work?
Strasburg.
Yes, he's been a teacher at Strasburg for a long time, right?
Yep.
So anyway, you got to have a good staff. I mean, you're the head coach, but you've got assistant coaches that really take care of things that need to be taken care of with the girls, right?
Yep.
Well, how important is that?
It's extremely important. My favorite thing, and I tell people this all the time, I'll send Coach Mo a practice plan, and sometimes he'll say, that's great, and sometimes he'll give a suggestion, and he's not afraid to give his suggestions, but he also understands that I'm going to go with like what I want to do, and he's supportive of that, but he's great to run ideas by, and he has so much experience with coaching that he's just nice to run ideas by, and he is extremely helpful and supportive.
Let's take a look now at your schedule coming up. How does it look? What's the biggest bump in your schedule to end the season?
Well, we have 2 games with Worcester. We have a doubleheader with Circleville. And Circleville made it to the regional semis last year. They lost to Logan Elm, who we lost to in the
Yes,
regional
that Logan
finals.
Elm game. Yes, that
Yeah.
was tough.
So I'm expecting the Circleville doubleheader to be a good doubleheader. And then we have Madison Comprehensive, who I believe is top of the OCC right now. And then West Branch.
Okay, all
and
right.
Conotton Valley.
Conotton Valley? Well,
Yes.
yeah, that game at Conotton Valley, the Big Time Sports guys are going to be there because I
Yep.
think that Conotton Valley game should be a good game.
Yeah.
But it's they've got a nice stadium over there in Little Shardsville, so it should be a pretty nice game.
Yep.
So, Coach, where do we go from here now? How do you get these kids ready for a tournament run? Now, you've had a good season. Things have gone fairly smooth. How do you keep them sharp and ready for that tournament run? Because, anything can happen in the tournaments.
Just keeping them focused during practice, getting all the reps that they need, making sure they take care of their bodies. Just kind of keep rolling with what we've been doing.
So how many days a week? It all depends. Spring sports, as you well know, are a killer for people like head coaches and old Mellow Tones. Because this game's canceled, we're going to reschedule it. Oh, we can't do that because we already got a game scheduled that day. It's a real quagmire, the thing called spring sports. So how do you get through? How do you juggle practice time with actual game times? Do you have time? I'm telling you, do you have time to practice, or is it all playing games anymore?
We have time to practice. It's normally about twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week. There's been a couple weeks where we've played Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Recently, it's been about 3 or 4 games a week. Okay. So we find time to practice.
Yeah, and that artificial turf that they put over there on your field, that helps a lot, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. We haven't had a single cancellation yet.
Wow, that's good. Well, they're telling me, Coach, I got to throw it to break, so I want to thank you for coming in.
Yes, thanks for having us.
As you well know, I've got 4 of these tough tornadoes in the house tonight. Okay, so which one do you want me to pick on the most? I'm going to leave it up to you.
No, I'll leave it up to you. You can pick.
Okay.
They can rock, paper, scissors for it.
Whatever that is. Okay. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so thank you, Hannah Duff, head coach of the Dover Tornadoes. When we come back, 2 of those tough tornadoes. We'll be back after you watch this from Avery Contini's favorite automotive dealer. It's Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
Hi, my name is Carly Clark Maley, and I'm a 2010 graduate of Strasburg High School. I was very involved in all athletics here at Strasburg, and I'm just here to tell you today that as some of my fondest memories of being on the athletic fields with my teammates and my friends, it is time that Strasburg gets updated facilities. We hope we can count on your support and vote yes for issue 11 on May 6th.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
The other guy's insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Welcome back to the Big Time Sports Show, the Dover Tornadoes softball gals. They are in the house. In that last segment, head coach Hannah Duff, we asked Hannah about what's happening in the Dover softball camp, and Hannah delivered that information to us. But this time around on this segment, 2 of those tough tornadoes. Now, first, be careful with this young lady, okay? Be careful what you say. Everything on the up and up, keep it up here where it's supposed to be. This young lady's name is Maddie Batten. You can find her behind the plate for the Dover Tornadoes. And Maddie, welcome to the Big Time Sports Show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and Maddie, you're a catcher.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why would they put a mask on a nice smile like that? Huh? You're getting beat up every time the ball's thrown. You get beat up, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Maddie, hold that a minute. Let's talk to your partner here, center fielder, Charlie Reese. And Charlie welcomes you to the Big Time Sports Show.
Thank you.
I've seen you do some shopping in the Gap. Huh? You got some good wheels on you.
Yeah.
Meaning you got speed out there. When the ball goes in the gap, you are on your when that ball is on the bat, you're already on your horse before that ball leaves the bat, right?
Of course.
Ring it up. Okay, ladies, welcome to the Big Time Sports Show, and let's go back now to Maddie Benton. Maddie, how many years have you been catching? A long time?
Yeah, since I was 9 years old, I think.
Wow. Was that by choice, or were you playing? Some coach one time said, "Hey, Maddie, guess what? Sheila can't come. You got to catch."
Yeah, that's how it was.
Wow, it never fails, does it?
No.
See, Maddie, I think a catcher is the toughest job on the field.
Yeah.
Nothing happens unless you're involved, right?
Yep.
Every pitch, every play, you're involved. What would you rather do? Hustle and get a bunt down the third base line, or hustle and get that bunt down the first base line?
Probably first base.
How often do you practice that? Because you know, when you got a team like Dover, okay, a lot of guys like to play what they call small ball against the Tornadoes, okay? When you got a Malk or a Lint, you know, in the circle, and you're not hitting the ball a whole lot, okay? So you got to choke up a little bit and hopefully get on base with a bunt. How tough is that for a catcher?
I mean, you just have to be able to read it and rely on your players to, like, cover where they're supposed to be.
Okay, so when you got Kara or Jenna in the circle, who calls the pitches? Does it go from Coach Duff in the dugout to catcher Maddie behind the plate to pitcher, or how does that work?
Kara, Duff usually calls them, but Jenna calls her own pitches.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to paint you into a corner, okay?
Okay.
But don't tell your dad.
Okay.
Okay? Who is your, listen to this question, Coach. Who is your favorite pitcher?
I mean, like, I really don't have one. I work great with both of them. So.
Okay, all right, so do you know what's coming when Lint is in the circle, right?
Yes.
Because you're part of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what's coming when Jenna lets one fly?
It depends.
It depends? Okay, all right. Okay, so hold that thought a minute. I'm going to go out to center field now and talk to my favorite center fielder, Charlie Reese. And Charlie, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about being here today with your buddy Mellow Tones?
10 out of 10.
Wow, a solid 10, huh? Now think about this. You hear it? Reindeer. Reindeer on the rooftop. It's Christmas Eve. Santa's going to come sliding down, what do you call that thing? Fireplace, right? Mm-hmm. What's more exciting? Santa on the rooftop on Christmas Eve, or being here tonight with this guy?
I gotta say, being here with you.
Wow, I'm going to send you to Chibo's dinner for 2. How about that?
Sounds great.
Okay, so Charlie, are you a senior?
I am a senior, yeah.
Give me your aha moment of high school softball. Something you'll never forget. Maybe it was one into the upper deck. Maybe your diving catch to save a no-hitter. Give me your aha moment of high school softball.
I'd probably say this past year during our Dover Philly game, I got player of the game, and that was really exciting.
Wow. Okay. All right. Congratulations. And Maddie, let's go back to you now.
I think mine was when we got a triple play against Watkins Memorial.
Watkins Memorial down in beautiful Pataskala, Ohio. Do the play-by-play. Tell me what happened.
It was a pop-up to Madeline, and bases were loaded, and we had 0 outs. And she ended up throwing it to me, and I tagged the girl out, and then I threw it to Olivia McHugh on third, and then they got into a rundown with the girl on second and got her out.
Okay, against the Watkins Memorial Warriors. Here or down there?
Down there.
Wow, okay. All right, so ladies, I ask all the seniors this question, and only because A, a lot of people out there want to know, and B, I want to know also. So, Charlie Reese, tell me, where are we going to find you down the road of life after beautiful Dover High School?
I'm actually going to Altman to study health sciences.
Wow, okay. All right. And what about my favorite catcher, Maddie Benton?
I'm thinking about going into radiology, so.
Radiology.
Yep.
Let me explain something to you. My son is a doctor. He's a doctor of radiology. He works in his pajamas. People from all over the world send him MRIs, this test, that test. He got this Starship Enterprise in his house, He reads this, he grades them, he evaluates them, and sends them right back to the hospital that says, got some bad news. Avery Contini has got a tear in her left ankle. So you work hard, and you can work at home too.
Okay.
Ladies, Maddie Benton and Charlie Reese in the house with those Mellow-Tones. Good luck the rest of the season. We'll see you over in beautiful Sheriffsville, okay?
Okay.
All right, so there you have it. Dover Tornadoes in the house. We've got 2 more of those tough tornadoes to talk to after you watch this from Avery Contini's. That's twice now I've done you, huh? Favorite automotive dealer, it's Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
It's always that personal touch that they know you.
Primetime has people that can help you through every step of the way, and when you're my age, you need that extra help.
You don't want a lot of questioning when you're already dealing with a medical issue. Primetime is trying to help us get down the road as long as we can.
And if you're not in the right situation, a senior can lose everything. I feel with Primetime we picked the best program.
I wanted something that I could learn a little bit more about what I was passionate about.
I wanted to learn a trade that would always be in demand.
Buckeye has so many opportunities for everyone.
You're here because you want to do what you came here to do.
This is the best choice that I've made. I just think it's set me up to be a better person.
We are back to the Big Time Sports Show. Tonight we've been talking Dover softball. And by the way, you know, these Dover girls, they're pretty tough. They're 16-3, all right? But they got a lot of tough games ahead of them before they get into tournament play. And that last segment, the Maddie Benton, who's, well, I better not say that because I might get in trouble with the dad. But Maddie Benton, catcher, and Charlie Reese, center fielder, in the house with those Mellow-Tones. This time around, 2 more of those tough tornadoes. Let's meet first. Let's go all the way down to the end of the table and meet America's favorite shortstop. And her name is Avery Avery Contini. Avery, I'm sorry, I got mixed up with agricultural and checking birds for flu and all that stuff.
That's all right.
Okay, but anyway, I'm just teasing Avery. This is Avery Contini, and Avery, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and Madeline Faulkner is in the house between Avery and I, and Madeline gets more airtime on this show than I do. Madeline, you were here for how many shows this year? 4, 5?
This is my 4th one.
Your 4th show?
Yeah.
How many T-shirts do you have at home? 4?
3 right now.
It's going to be 3 now and 4 when we leave, right? Wow. Well, Madeline, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
So, ladies, both seniors?
Yes.
Avery, let's go with you first. What does senior leadership mean to Avery Contini?
It means holding people accountable for their mistakes. Like, if you make an error, it's your fault. Don't make excuses for it.
Okay, so you know that Coach Duff depends on you seniors for some of that leadership, right?
Yes.
Madeline Faulkner, what about you? What does the term senior leadership mean to Madeline?
Sticking together as a team and just like helping the younger players, showing by example, leading by example, and just helping everyone come together.
Can either one of you get tough with, let's say a coach is trying to put in a new pickoff play at first base, and you got some freshmen and sophomores in the back of the pack, and they're standing back here giggling and laughing and goofing off, and they're supposed to be paying attention. If you see this, Avery, what do you do as a senior?
Tell them focus. Focus on the plays. Yes.
Yeah, Madeline, what about you?
Same thing.
Okay. Ladies, you're both seniors now. At the end of last season, Coach Duff pulled each of you aside and said, ladies, we need you to work on this. It's called an exit interview, okay? They pulled you aside and said, hey, can you work on this during the off season so when we come back to practice, you know, we're together, we're on the same page. Avery, take me inside that conversation.
Well, last year I was coming back from an injury, so I wasn't playing that much. And my hitting was not that great, so it was just get well and get back to it.
All right, start swinging the bat.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. The obvious question would be, how'd you do? From that point to this point, are you swinging the bat a little bit better?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
I know you are, because I saw you the other night send one into the creek up at Strasburg. So I know you're hitting the long ball. How do you do that during the off season? Mom and Dad have you in the garage and you're swinging the bat, or how do you do that? You go up to Mazzarelli's and Bolivar in the batting cage?
We go out to the fields, do front toss. We find any indoor facility, do more front toss, work tee work, anything I can.
All right, Madeline, what about you? How did your off season go? What did you need to refine? Was it your defense? Was it your offense? What was it?
All of it.
All of it?
Work on everything.
Okay, all right. So you spent most of your time on what?
I don't know.
Both?
Both, yeah.
Okay, so if you had to grade yourself, okay, if Coach Duff gave me a report card on Madeline Faulkner, what would that report card tell me? On a scale of A, B, let's go back to my day, A, B, C, D, and then the bad one. What would you do?
I would hope A, but might go down to B, C.
Might be a B, all depends
yeah.
what week it is. Okay, so you're floating between an A and a B, so you're having a pretty good season.
Yeah.
What about your shortstop? Is she having a pretty good season?
I'd say she's having a good season, yeah.
Avery, jump in here. How's your season going?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so both seniors, and you heard what I asked the other gals, okay? So, Avery, let's start with you. Give me your aha moment of high school softball.
Hitting the home run against Strasburg this past game.
Yeah. And that gives me goosebumps because I was there and I saw it. Something you'll never forget, right?
Yep.
Madeline, what about you, my young friend?
Same thing as Maddie's, was a triple play against Watkins Memorial.
Okay, so that's because you started that chain of events,
Yeah.
right? You
Yes.
probably thought I was sleeping when she was telling me, didn't you? Huh? Okay, so ladies, what are you going to do with yourself? Let's go down the road of life with young Miss Contini. Avery, what are you going to do after high school?
Well, I plan on playing softball for Hiram and studying exercise science.
Wow, wait a minute. You're going to go to Hiram?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to play softball?
Yes.
Do you know that you have to study at Hiram?
Yes.
Okay. Hiram's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Good luck and congratulations. Hopefully we can see you play at Hiram, huh?
Yes.
Madeline Faulkner, you and I both know, I know this, but for all of your fan club out there, what are you going to do?
I leave in July for the U.S. Air Force, and I'll begin basic training, and then after that I'll go to tech school and see where it takes me.
Wow. Going to the Air Force down in Texas.
Yes.
You won't forget your friends up here in Tuscarawas County, Ohio, will you?
No.
If I give you your very own big-time sports pullover like this, will you wear it proudly down in Texas?
Of course, if I'm not in uniform.
Oh, okay. All right. So, hey, it's time to close the door on the Big Time Sports Show. Can you handle it?
Oh, yeah.
Contini, pick it. You're nice, clean. Whoop, first base, out. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Keep your socks high.
And your powder dry.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.